What you're about to see is not real news. It is satire based on real news. The characters you're about to see are not real-life humans. They are frighteningly realistic puppets based on real-life humans. The views expressed in the show are not necessarily those of Starsat, its sponsors, its advertisers, or the nice lady that makes the coffee.
Pumpkins are people too! Down with Thanksgiving! Pumpkins are people too! Down with Thanksgiving! Pardon me, Mr. President.
What the crap?
President Obama, I demand that you pardon me.
What for? Did you burp?
No, I want a presidential pardon, like the turkeys get.
Turkeys are actual living creatures. Besides, that's all just for show.
Oh, pumpkins are living creatures too. For so many years, the rights of pumpkins have been shamefully neglected.
Everyone's got a cause.
Thanksgiving comes so soon after Halloween, when half our population are destroyed. Their mutilated corpses displayed in suburban homes. It is a barbaric practice.
It's Thanksgiving.
And it's just getting worse. There's pumpkin in everything these days. Pumpkin spice, even. They put my cousin Larry in Starbucks coffee, for f***'s sake.
Sucks to be Larry.
When those white people came to America, they brutally uprooted all the native pumpkins.
You're getting on my nerves now.
Pardon me, Barack. Let me lead the way. Let your presidency be the first step towards peace between men and pumpkins. Oh my God! Are you taking me to the White House to pardon me?
Nah, but I promise not to give you Starbucks.
Pardon me! Pardon me! Pardon me!
Heidi hi! Come on, you're supposed to say Heidi ho.
Why?
It's just something I remember from somewhere, you know, a TV show, I think. Maybe I dreamt it.
So you're suggesting we introduce the show by reenacting one of your dreams? I suppose I should be grateful that you didn't dream of the Anglo-Boer War.
Now that would be interesting. Would I be Anglo or a Boer?
Justice, you are definitely a Boer. Now can't we just say hello to all the nice people out there and get on with it?
Fine. Heidi ho, nice people.
In a week of political mayhem in Parliament, President Zuma remains absent from proceedings.
It truly is as though he doesn't care about the rift in Parliament or the rift in Kandla's fence.
Does he actually care about anything? We're going to cross live to the president now and hope for some answers. It seems like we're having some difficulty with the video connection, Mr. President. Are you there?
I do care. I care deeply. After a lot of thought, we decided that the best use for Nkandla would be a rhino sanctuary.
A rhino sanctuary?
Yes. The poor little rhinos need the security. And imagine them in the fire pool. How can the white media be angry about that? That is why it is looking a little more rustic these days.
So you're house hunting? Looking for a new little quiet place to retire?
You know, it wasn't my idea. I've been advised by some of...
is that Plate?
Oh, you can see me now. Yes, Plettenberg Bay. Not the Seychelles.
Actually, that does look like the place I stayed at last year in the Seychelles.
Nah, definitely not. I am not investing in a luxury complex outside of the country. Nothing to do with the Guptas. Mac, explain what I mean. Oops, I forgot to pet Mac.
President Zuma, what do you have to say about allegations, specifically that you're not...
Alligators? Alligators! Oh, shit!
And he's gone again.
The crisis facing Parliament continues to deepen.
This comes after Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa once again failed to convince opposition parties to drop their Pay Back the Money campaign against President Zuma.
Pay back my money!
No, man. It's pay back the money, not pay back my money. Nobody owes you anything.
Really? That's what you think.
Please take your seats, gentlemen. I don't recognize you.
It is I, Musi Maimani, the official opposition's leader in parliament and chief nemesis of the ANC.
You said I could be chief nemesis.
But I am the leader of the official opposition.
Please, man, you guys have been there for ages and done nothing. You need us to stir things up.
I can incite things if I want to.
Oh, you think you are scary? Huh? Go on then. Scare Deborah.
You really don't have to.
Deborah, I am ordering you to pay back the money.
Ha 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 ha. You couldn't scare a fly.
Deborah, I am terrifying.
The thought that you head the opposition is right now very terrifying.
See, it worked. This week, President Zuma, if he's back from house hunting, is launching the 16 Days of Activism Against Women and Children campaign.
No, it's the 16 Days of Activism Against Violence Against Women and Children.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you left out the violence.
I'm a peaceful guy.
Here's the PSA they sent us about the campaign. Musi, stop that, or I'll tweet at you.
Unless they are losers!
Wrong campaign, Patricia.
Whoopsie daisy.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yes, that's gonna fix everything.
Public Protector Tuli Madonsela has asked the court to clarify what her powers are.
She's wanting to contest a judgment which ruled her findings not binding.
I'd also like to know what her powers are.
Okay, laser vision. Check.
Whoa, that's cool.
Thanks, Justice. And thanks for complimenting me on my cape.
I didn't.
Ability to read minds. Check.
Does that outfit come with the public protector job?
The outfit does, Deborah. But this doesn't. Ability to get the president to pay back the money. Still broken.
Booked your Christmas holiday yet?
I thought I'd spend Christmas in Joburg.
Why would you want to do that?
Think about it. No traffic, everything's quiet, no one inviting you to stuff every few minutes.
Sounds awful.
I guess I just really need a break.
So let's take one. We'll be right back after this, folks.
This is Steve. He was named after one of South Africa's heroes, Steve Biko. He used to love his name and be proud. He used to get good grades, but now he gets no grades because he refuses to write his name down or even say his name anywhere. Why? Steve's parents opened him a bank account at FNB and they told him not to be a Steve.
I used to go on dates with lots of women.
I used to have friends, man.
I had to abandon my bank. I just left all the money in it. Couldn't handle the shame. Now I'm homeless.
My parents don't even answer my calls anymore, man.
I became invisible.
FNB, doing to the name Steve what Steve Hofmeyer did for the name Steve.
This week in the US, a 12-year-old boy was shot and killed for having a toy gun. And a grand jury decided not to indict the policeman who shot and killed Michael Brown in Ferguson.
These are just the latest in a series of similar incidents.
We're joined now by President Barack Obama with an important warning for us, Africans.
In light of recent racial incidents, we are issuing a warning to all Africans who might be wanting to visit us. you might be exposed to high levels of racism.
But surely not everywhere in the US?
Sure, there are parts of the U.S. that are less racist than others, but we like to speak in wide generalizations. Here is an incomplete list of all the activities you should avoid as a black person in the U.S. if you prefer to stay alive. I'll only read the top 10. 1. Wearing a hoodie. Dark colors or bright colors that might look like gang symbols. That's why Solange went with white. White is always the safest in America. Anyway. 2. Moving too fast, too slowly, slouching, sitting, or standing. 3. Being autistic. 4. Having a toy. 5. Having a backpack. 6. Smiling. 7. Writing hip-hop music. 8. Being a bitch or a lover or a child or a mother or a sinner or... Hey, hang on. Well, you get the idea.
That's a pretty terrifying list.
Do you feel at risk as a black man in America, President Obama?
I live in the White House. Its whiteness gives me a protective aura. I'm cool.
Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe has been named Scholar of the Century by the African Council for Distance Education.
This African Council for Distance Education, do they believe the more distance you put between yourself and reality, the better educated you are?
Watch your mouth, Kelly. I am the scholar of the century, and I demand that you treat me accordingly.
Yeah, right. So, Scholar of the Century, what does that actually mean?
It means, you ignorant peasant, that I am the most intelligent man to have graced this planet for the last 100 years.
You have an honorary law degree. Would you describe yourself as a big fan of the Audi Alteram Partem rule?
As a rule, I wouldn't be seen dead inside an Audi. I am a Mercedes man myself. As a journalist, you should know that. Next question.
You are also a doctor of commerce. When it comes to economic theory, are you in Milton Friedman's camp or do you have more of a Keynesian bent?
I am not bent. Homosexuality was imported to Africa by the British. We will take their homes and their businesses and drive them into the sea.
You don't have a C.
That's because the bloody British stole it.
Oh, okay. The Correctional Services Department has denied newspaper reports that Oscar Pistorius was given special treatment on his birthday at the Jose Mamburu prison.
A Sunday newspaper reported that Pistorius' brother Carl and sister Amy were allowed to bring the disgraced Blade Runner a string of balloons, a gift bag, and a cake.
Oscar! Happy 28th, old chap.
Looks like you're having fun in there.
Yes, it's a real f***ing riot. Literally, the Oaks and C section were rioting on my birthday.
So is it true that you got special treatment on your birthday?
That's cuck, man. All the disabled athletes in here for killing their girlfriends are allowed balloons and cakes and presents and shit.
So what did your family bring you? What do you get a guy who had everything and now has nothing?
Let's see. Cool. The latest edition of Gun Nuts magazine. And I got these cute little Oscar and Reva action figures. The Ken Randberg makes them. They need a bit of work because the Reva doll can't stand up so liquor.
Charming.
Oh yeah, and I also got a call from some guy in Hollywood.
Yeah, we know. We heard you were doing some training with Radovan Krejcir. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, hey, my buddy Radovan. I call him Rad because, he's a pretty f***ing rad oak. You think I'm dangerous? Jeez, you should check Rad. But yeah, we've been doing some weights and shit because, we might go into business when we get out and, we want to be top of our game.
Really? And what business would that be?
Motivational speaking. I do the speaking and Rad takes care of the crowd control. We're gonna be a big hit. We're gonna be very popular. Rad says I shouldn't say anything about the hit. Shit, I did it again. I just shot myself in the foot. That was a joke.
Coca-Cola has become the first major sponsor of the World Cup to publicly criticize FIFA for its handling of the investigation into corruption over the bidding process for the 2018 tournament in Russia and 2022 competition in Qatar.
What? Coca-Cola taking the moral high ground? My God, exactly how far has FIFA fallen?
Pretty damn far. And it's not just Coke either. Adidas, Hyundai, Visa, Sony, and Budweiser have all released statements critical of the organization.
I deny it in the strongest possible terms.
Mr. Blatter, we haven't accused you of anything.
Yet.
Scheiße! From morning till night, one phone call after another, bribery, this, corruption, that. I'm sick of it! What happened to the beautiful game? Tell me, what happened? Yes, what happened? Shut up, Daddy!
The game is still beautiful, Mr. Blatter. It's just, well, the bidding process that isn't so beautiful. Qatar itself says they won't be ready for 2022. The number of stadiums have been cut from 12 to 8, and 900 workers have died on construction projects.
Hardly reflects well on the beautiful game now, does it, Mr. Blatter?
Bullshit! 900 is nothing! 16 million died in World War I. 60 million died in World War II. Don't talk to me about 900.
Let's talk about money then. Coke sponsorship alone is worth more than $100 million over a 4-year period. If they pull out, doesn't that mean that...
They can kiss my Swiss ass. We talk to Pepsi.
What if Pepsi doesn't want to talk to you?
Please, Pepsi is shit. They will speak to anybody.
Hosting the World Cup is looking more like a curse than a blessing. Aren't you afraid FIFA is going to start running out of countries willing to bid for the tournament?
Don't be ridiculous. There are so many great countries that want to bid.
Really. Name 3.
Well, there's Zimbabwe. Yes, one. And North Korea. Yes, North Korea, that's 2. And also that country in Africa. You know, the one that will host AFCON. Danny, help me. Equatorial Guinea, boss. That is 3. You see? All great football nations. Those Schweinhut sponsors.
They are men who stand apart from the catcalling crowd. It's not telling strange women he wants to get all up in that ass. That makes a statement, I am not a douchebag. It's the choices he makes to treat women as if they were actually also human beings. Trailblazer. It's hardly difficult.
That was you!
Yes, what did you think?
It was actually quite good.
You love me. You really love me.
Yes. Well, while you practice your Oscar acceptance speech, let's see what Scott has got for us in the US news.
In an incredibly controversial move, President Obama used his executive authority to supersede Congress on immigration policy. He acted on his own to create a path to legal work for millions of undocumented immigrants. Republicans are popping their pleats with rage.
I've ruined 3 pairs of pants so far.
This is the end of America as we know it. The president has handed the keys to our country over to hordes of foreign criminals. Pretty soon, we'll be overrun with marauders sneaking across the border. Marauders? Criminals? Those are some pretty inflammatory descriptions of Mexicans. Mexicans? Who's worried about Mexicans? I'm talking about South Africans. You're concerned about illegal South African immigrants? You bet I am. They're the scariest kind of immigrants. Did you know that even though their country has Africa in its name, some of them are white? If they got over here, I could let an African into my house and not even know it. So you've invented an entirely new kind of racism. I'm not racist. I just want all my immigrants to be color-coded. People from Central America are brown. People from the Orient are yellow. People from the Middle East are kind of dark beige. And people from Africa should be black. If we have white Africans, how am I supposed to know to be terrified of them? You know, I hear that there are even white Muslims now. Oh, Christ, no. And call the fence guy. We need to add a moat. New rape allegations against comedy legend Bill Cosby continue to pour in. The list of accusers growing every day. Joining me now are three of the latest. Snoop Lion, Lady Gaga, Pope Francis. Bill Cosby sexually assaulted all of you?
No, man, we the only three cats left Cosby ain't raped. Figured it was easier this way.
Hold on. This is the panel for people not accusing Bill Cosby of rape? Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong room.
So it's just Snoop and Your Holiness that haven't been violated by Bill Cosby.
Hold on. Bill Cosby? I thought this was the panel for people who were never assaulted by Bing Crosby. Sorry, I wasted your time.
Still time to change your mind, Mr. Lion.
Come to think of it, the Huckster Bizzle did grab my ass a bunch of times.
Yesterday, Americans across the country and around the world paused to observe Thanksgiving. In the White House, the Obama family celebrated together despite new revelations of incompetence in the Secret Service agents assigned to protect them.
Don't worry, we'll have all this food thoroughly checked for poison pretty soon.
Madam First Lady, can you pass me the mashed potatoes?
You already tested 3 servings.
Yeah, but the last time I think I tasted some anthrax in there. It can't be too safe. The girls are starving. Let me at least take the pie.
Back away from the pie, Mr. President.
Governor Christie, I pardoned that turkey yesterday.
Pardon me. I got a little gridlock in my intestine.
I'll tell you, it's nice to be back in the old bachelor pad.
Ow.
Yes, well, of course, we'll be moving back in permanently in 2016.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm still thinking about
What, buying it, Mitt? The White House is not for sale.
Just most of Congress, thanks to those cocks.
It's pronounced Coke. Koch brothers.
Who the hell let in this war criminal?
Secret Service.
Can someone please pass those to President Assad? He is not supposed to cross that red line.
Say, holy man, nice bling. Pretty fly for a white guy.
What? Oh, this. Mirs, you should come to Russia and we should go snowmobiling.
That sounds fantastic.
That incense smells good. May I? And then, who knows, maybe I'll annex you.
Jesus.
Pope! No commie puts his filthy hands on my beautiful Alaska!
Out!
What? That's how the Palin family celebrates Thanksgiving. Thank God we only have 2 more years of this.
I knew you'd find something to be thankful for.
And that, my darling Puppet Nation fans, is that.
As always, it's been a real pleasure spending this time with you. A real pleasure, honestly. I mean it. I'd like to thank my fans. I'd like to.
Oh, God, you're not going to start crying, are you?
I might. Puppets can cry, can't they?
I don't think so. Give it a try. Well, if you can't cry,
you may as well laugh.
See you next week, folks. Just do it again. Wait, I want to try.
That time there was almost water.